How's it going, everyone? It's Ben Foggins Media Corner back again with a brand new video for today. Welcome back to the movie review, aka for our soul review video for today. This time for this new episode for this series is going to be my review on the 2023 comedy horror thriller, and that is Cocaine Bear. Now, this is directed by Elizabeth Banks, and this movie is loosely inspired by true events of what this whole movie is telling us about, in which the whole story for this film is that we follow an oddball group of tourists, teens, cops, and criminals where they converge on a Georgia forest where they encounter a huge black bear, in which it goes on a murderous rampage after it unintentionally ingests cocaine. So that's pretty much the whole plot synopsis I can say for this movie. After I saw the trailer for this movie, I was just like, what the hell is this? And I also didn't realize that this film is based on true events. And once I actually did find out it was based on true events, I was just questioning myself, did this actually really happen in real life where a bear just ingested drugs and all that and went on a murderous rampage and all that? But I did do a little bit of research to basically learn what this whole movie was about and all that. And I did learn a little bit about it where, I learned mostly about the bear, like what really happened to the bear and all that. Like, it did ingest the drug it took, and then it died and all that. And it even got stuffed after it died and all that. And that's what I learned about. But I didn't even know, was this whole movie actually true or not. Like, what it was actually telling us audiences about from the trailers and all that, where we follow an oddball group of people and all that encounter this bear that goes on the rampage after it unintentionally ingested cocaine and all that. And but I was actually kind of interested in this film, mostly due to the ridiculous premise of what this whole film was talking about, what this whole movie was talking is about, since this movie is about a bear that ingests drugs and all that and goes on a killing rampage and all that. And I didn't even know much of the cast who were in the film, but you've got some talented names in this film. Like, you've got Keri Russell, O'Shea Jackson Jr., Alden Ehrenreich, and Ray Liotta, which this is unfortunately one of his last few films, so may he rest in peace. And this was also, and I didn't even realize this was directed by Elizabeth Banks, and she has directed a few things before in the past, namely Pitch Perfect 2, which I thought was a pretty solid sequel to the first Pitch Perfect movie, and the Charlie's Angels reboot from 2019, which I thought was just a mediocre film, and it certainly wasn't that great of a film or anything like that. But I was pretty intrigued to see what she was going to do for this kind of film and all that. And I did see this film on opening day, which was on the 24th of February this year. And the screening that I was in was really sold out. There was a lot of people in the screening that I was in. I guess it was those who were willing to see this film because of what kind of film this was, from the title of this film to the ridiculous premise of this film. And after watching this whole movie, I gotta say here, guys, that I definitely had a pretty fun time with this movie. This was indeed a crazy, fun ride of a movie here. Well, I do have a few issues with this film, but there was still some stuff I did find myself digging with while I was watching this film along the way. Like, the performances, I thought everyone was pretty fun for the most part as their characters. Which, like I said, you've got a talented cast in this film, such as Keri Russell, O'Shea Jackson Jr., Alden Ehrenreich, and Ray Liotta. I thought everyone was pretty fun for the most part as their characters. But when it comes to the story for the film, well, the whole story about what happened to the bear is accurate and all that, in which, like I said, ingests coke unintentionally and all that. It is pretty accurate, but yeah, it is really crazy for what really happened and all that. But it's just when it comes to the human characters in the film, when it comes to these characters in the film, each one of them have their own plot lines of their own in the film, and I kind of felt this film added a bit too much to them, and it was kind of difficult for me to basically understand their arcs and all that, because for each one of them, they have their own arcs in the film. Like, you've got Keri Russell's character who's trying to find her daughter who's missing in the woods, as well, along with her best friend and all that. And you've got O'Shea Jackson Jr.'s character and Alden Ehrenreich's character, in which they're trying to find the coke that is being scattered all over the woods and all that, since it fell from the plane and all that. And you've got this cop character who's trying to figure out, like, where this whole coke is coming from and all that, since it's scattered all over the woods and all that. In which some of them kind of were interesting, but again, I just kind of felt this film added a bit too much and all that, because, like I said, there was so many characters in this film and all that. And there were times in the film where this film isn't fully accurate and all that, because, like I said, this film is loosely inspired by true events and all that, of what this whole film is telling us audiences about and all that. And and I liked how this film has different types of aspects in the film. Like, there's some horror aspects, some thriller aspects, and some comedy aspects. And when it comes to the horror and thriller aspects in the film, I thought they were pretty thrilling for the most part, even though there isn't a whole lot of that in this film. And I wouldn't say it is flat out scary, because this film is mostly going for comedy and all that. But when it comes to moments like that, I thought, like I said, I thought they were pretty thrilling and all that. And it's mostly due to the moments where we see, like, where we think like the bear's gonna come out of nowhere and it just starts to, you know, kill people and all that while it's on coke and all that. And I thought those moments were pretty directed, pretty solid enough by Elizabeth Banks, in which she did a pretty solid job directing this film and all that, when it comes to the action and all that, and the comedy in the film. In which, when it comes to the comedy in the film, the comedy in this film is just outrageously funny. It's mostly due to the bear doing crazy stuff and all that while it's on coke and all that, just killing people in really horrible ways. And if that's what you're going to see, you're going to get that all here. Like, you're going to get the comedy and you're going to get the kills in the film. Which, when it comes to the kills in the film, they are outrageously funny. Like, there are some like hilarious deaths in the film, and I just couldn't stop laughing my ass off when it came to those moments like that in this film. And another weak aspect I have with the film is that, like, after the opening of the film, which the opening of this film is really funny, it's just straight after that, I kind of felt the film started to get a little bit slow and all that. But it doesn't but it does manage to pick itself up to get to the 30 mark of the film and all that. Once we are introduced to these characters who start to be involved with this whole film and all that. And another weak aspect I have with the film is that I kind of felt this film was a bit too short, because this film was only an hour and a half and all that. I kind of felt this film could add a little bit more minutes to this film and all that. But overall, in the end, guys, Cocaine Bear, I definitely had a pretty fun time with this film. This was just a crazy ride of a movie here. And there are a few ways I would recommend this film. If you're a fan of like these kind of films that has something to do with like animals, you know, killing people and all that, or if you know about the whole true story itself, this is one I would recommend you check out to see this one with your best friends. And if it is still playing a local cinema near you, go out and get a ticket for this one. So that's pretty much all I have to say about this movie. I'm going to give Cocaine Bear 3.5 out of 5. Despite its flaws, I still managed to get everything I expected to see out of this new flick since I saw the trailers and everything like that. And like I said, I definitely did have a pretty fun time with this film from beginning to end here. So thank you guys so much for watching my AK After I Saw review on Cocaine Bear. Let me know what you think of this movie if you have seen this already, or if you just recently checked out this film. Did you have a blast with this, or is it not really a popcorn treat? As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and this has been Foggins Media Corner signing off.